Hello, and a very warm welcome. Today we embark on a journey into one of nature's most astonishing phenomena, a power that seems to defy the very laws of biology. In the vast and often perilous theater of the natural world, life is a constant battle. Predators lurk, accidents happen, and the fight for resources is relentless. In this unforgiving arena, survival is the ultimate prize. For most creatures, a severe injury, a lost limb, a damaged organ, is a death sentence. It means an inability to hunt, to flee, or to reproduce, a swift path to the end. But for a select few, this is not the end. For them, a catastrophic loss is merely a temporary setback. They hold the key to one of biology's most sought-after secrets, the power of regeneration, the ability to regrow what was lost. We will journey deep inside these incredible organisms, witnessing the miracle of renewal from the microscopic dance of stem cells, forming a blastema, all the way to the emergence of a perfectly replicated, fully functional new body part. Prepare to be astonished as we meet 10 remarkable animals that have mastered this biological alchemy, each with its own unique method for cheating death and rebuilding itself from the brink. Our quest will take us across the globe, from the murky freshwater lakes of the axolotl to the vibrant coral reefs where starfish perform their patient miracles. Their stories reveal nature's most ingenious repairs. These are nature's true superheroes, pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible. Join us as we uncover the science and sheer wonder of regeneration. Our journey begins in the ancient canals of Lake Xochimilco, the last remaining wild habitat of a true biological marvel, the axolotl. This unique salamander, critically endangered in its native home, holds secrets that could revolutionize medicine. It's a living paradox, a fragile creature with an almost unbelievable power to heal. Look closely, and you'll see it's an animal that never truly grows up. With its frilly external gills and a perpetual, almost whimsical smile, the axolotl remains in its larval stage for its entire life. This phenomenon, known as neoteny, means it keeps its juvenile features forever a Peter Pan of the amphibian world. And it's this refusal to mature that scientists believe is intrinsically linked to its extraordinary regenerative abilities. For most animals, including us, a severe injury like a lost limb is permanent. Our bodies rush to close the wound, forming a dense, fibrous scar tissue that acts as a biological dead end. But the axolotl does not scar like we do. Instead, it initiates a process far more complex and elegant. Within hours, skin cells migrate to cover the wound. Beneath this cap, a stunning cellular transformation begins. Mature, specialized cells, muscle, cartilage, skin near the injury site defy their genetic programming. They de-differentiate, reverting to a stem cell-like state, shedding their identities to become a pool of blank slate building blocks. These cells aggregate into a structure called a blastema, a bustling hub of pure potential, teeming with the capacity to become anything. This blastema doesn't just grow randomly. It holds the original developmental blueprint, and it reads positional cues from the body to know exactly what was lost. It knows whether to build a hand, a forearm, or an entire arm up to the shoulder. Guided by this invisible map, it flawlessly reconstructs every tissue in the correct order and orientation: bone, muscle, blood vessels, nerves. The result is a fully functional, scar-free replacement, indistinguishable from the original. This power isn't limited to limbs. In a feat that remains the holy grail of human medicine, they can repair severe damage to their brain, heart, and even sever their spinal cord and regain full mobility. Now we travel from the freshwater canals to the vast expanse of the world's oceans, where another master of regeneration, the starfish, hides its extraordinary resilience in plain sight. When threatened by a predator like a crab, a starfish can voluntarily detach an arm in a process called autotomy. The wound seals almost instantly as specialized muscles contract, preventing fluid loss. Unlike the axolotl's localized blastema, the starfish mobilizes stem cells from all over its body. They migrate to the injury site and build a growth tip from which a perfect miniature arm emerges. It's a much slower process, but over weeks to months this tiny appendage grows, eventually reaching the full size of its neighbors. But the starfish's true party trick is even more astounding. For some species, as long as a severed arm retains a small piece of the central disc, it can regrow an entire new body. One animal becomes two genetically identical clones. Here, a desperate survival strategy doubles as an effective form of asexual reproduction, a process known as fission. Back on land in the damp, shaded forests of the world, we find the salamander, the axolotl's terrestrial cousin, which matches its aquatic relative's talents after undergoing a full metamorphosis. Faced with a predator, they too can shed a limb, or more commonly their tail. The detached appendage, writhing with programmed nerve signals, serves as a compelling decoy, buying precious seconds to flee. And just like the axolotl, a blastema forms, accessing the same ancient genetic toolkit to perfectly reconstruct what was lost. Bone, cartilage, muscle, skin. The process culminates in a flawless, scar-free restoration. Perhaps most remarkably, they can even regrow complex parts of the eye. If the lens is removed, pigmented cells from the iris perform an act of cellular alchemy called transdifferentiation, changing from one cell type directly into another to form a brand new, perfectly functional lens. But for the most extreme example of regeneration, we must shrink our scale and visit the quiet world of ponds and streams, home to the unassuming planarian flatworm. Their secret is a massive population of adult stem cells called neoblasts. These cells, which make up nearly a third of their entire body, are totipotent, meaning a single cell can create every other cell type. They are the equivalent of embryonic stem cells retained for life. Because of this, if you cut a planarian in half, you don't get a dead worm. You get two new worms. Each piece rebuilds its missing end, guided by a chemical blueprint that establishes head-tail polarity, ensuring a head always grows at the front. You can slice them into many pieces, and each fragment, as long as it contains a single neoblast, can regenerate into a complete, albeit smaller worm. A tiny sliver of the tail can regrow a whole new brain. And in a discovery that challenges our understanding of memory, learned behaviors can survive this process. A worm trained to navigate a maze can be decapitated, and the new worm that regrows from the tail section retains some of that original training, suggesting memory might be stored outside the brain. Finally, we climb high into the tropical canopies, where the green iguana demonstrates a more pragmatic, good-enough approach to regeneration. Its long tail is crucial for balance and defense, but it's also expendable. Unlike the brute force tearing of a starfish arm, the iguana's tail is designed to break. It has built-in fracture planes, weak points in the vertebrae and muscle, that allow for a clean, controlled break with minimal blood loss. The detached tail doesn't just fall limp, it thrashes and writhes for several minutes, a convincing decoy powered by its own spinal cord reflexes, drawing a predator's full attention. But the replacement is an imitation. A new tail grows back not from bone but as a simpler, unsegmented rod of cartilage. It's often stiffer, a different color, and lacks the complex musculature of the original. It's not a perfect replica like a salamander's. It's an evolutionary trade-off, a faster, less energy-intensive repair that is good enough to restore balance, store fat, and ensure survival. It's regeneration on a budget. From the flawless, scar-free restorations of the axolotl and salamander, to the clonal fragmentation of the starfish, the total renewal of the planarian, and the pragmatic repairs of the iguana, nature's blueprints for rebuilding are diverse and ingenious. Each holds a piece of a puzzle that we are only just beginning to understand. These 5 are just the beginning of our exploration into nature's superheroes. Join us in part 2, as we meet creatures that can defy aging itself and others that rebuild from even the most catastrophic damage. On the ocean floor, the slow-moving sea cucumber carries a shocking defense. Under attack, some species can violently expel a portion of their internal organs. This is a calculated release of sticky, sometimes toxic filaments called Cuvierian tubules, which entangle and confuse predators, creating an opportunity for escape. Having jettisoned its own life support system, the sea cucumber crawls away to begin an incredible biological reset. Specialized cells clean the internal cavity, while others differentiate and reorganize, rebuilding the respiratory trees and gut from scratch. Within weeks, it has a reconstructed, fully functional set of organs. From the ocean to the laboratory, the zebrafish is a research superstar, capable of regeneration with astonishing precision. This tiny fish is a giant in science, partly because it shares over 70% of its genes with humans. When its tail fin is clipped, a remarkable cascade begins. Instead of forming scar tissue, cells migrate to the injury to form a blastema, a cluster of powerful stem-like cells. This blastema perfectly reconstructs bone, skin, and even the intricate striped patterns, but its true power lies deeper. Remove part of the ventricle and its heart muscle cells divide and regrow, replacing lost tissue with new functional muscle, leaving no scar. This prowess even extends to its central nervous system, repairing spinal cord injuries that would be permanent in mammals. In the mammalian kingdom, one animal stands alone in its ability to regrow an entire appendage: the deer. Their antlers are not horns, they are solid bone, grown and shed annually. The process begins in spring, sprouting from permanent stumps on the skull called pedicles. They are covered in a soft skin known as velvet, a living tissue rich with blood vessels and nerves, feeding the explosive growth of cartilage beneath. At their peak, antlers can grow over 1 centimeter a day. As summer ends, hormones signal the cartilage to mineralize into hard bone. The blood supply to the velvet is cut off, it dries and is rubbed off, revealing the bony weapons for the autumn rut. After the mating season they drop, and the cycle begins anew. Our next regenerator, the spiny mouse, has evolved a radical defense. Its skin is unusually fragile, designed to tear away with little force. When a predator grabs it, a large patch of skin can rip off, allowing the mouse to slip free. For any other mammal, this would be a catastrophic wound leading to a massive scar. But the spiny mouse regenerates with near perfection. Instead of scarring, it rebuilds everything that was lost: new skin, hair follicles, sweat glands, and even the complex cartilage in its ears. This scar-free healing in a mammal inspires regenerative medicine as scientists study its unique genetic pathways to unlock the secrets to promoting true regeneration in humans. The humble crayfish demonstrates that sometimes survival means letting go. When caught by a predator, it can voluntarily detach a claw or leg. This process, called autotomy, is incredibly clean. The limb severs at a predetermined fracture plane, and a special membrane instantly seals the wound. The process of regrowth begins immediately, hidden from view. Tucked inside the stump, a small folded limb bud forms. The big reveal comes during the next molt. As the crayfish sheds its old shell, the new regenerated limb unfurls. Initially smaller, it grows with each successive molt, until function and size are fully restored. From the sea cucumber's visceral escape to the deer's annual crown, these 5 champions complete our top 10 regenerators. They showcase nature's ingenuity, mastering the art of rebuilding the body. They teach us that the blueprints for regeneration are not lost to complex animals, they are merely expressed in different ways. By studying the genetic toolkits these creatures use, we are slowly piecing together the puzzle of how to reawaken these abilities within our own biology. They redefine what it means to heal, and hint at what might one day be possible for us. We've witnessed 10 breathtaking examples of nature's incredible power of renewal. These abilities offer a window into deep biological secrets and the very future of human medicine. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe for more wonders of the natural world. Which amazed you most? The sea cucumber's drastic defense or the spiny mouse's scar-free healing? Comment below. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of resilience and renewal. The natural world is full of miracles if we only know where to look. Thank you for watching.